Hello, today I'm going to talk about artificial intelligence, and particularly what is called neural networks or deep intelligence or deep networks. The reason why or deep learning, sorry. The reason why I want to show this and do this demo is not because I'm an expert, I'm very much learning this stuff, but I have probably tried to figure out many times what they were trying to explain to me what this was. And now that I understand it, I realize that I did not understand it very well. So we're going to look at a very simple neural network, but it's a very good example because you can imagine this for just about anything that you use all the time. Artificial intelligence, you use it all the time with your phones, and now if you have some sort of anything that recognizes things uses neural networks. So here on the right we have a very simple example. We want to build a little network or a little program that basically detects what it is, if it's a shirt, pants, bag. Okay, and basically I'm going to show you how you have all these inputs of data, and then how it goes through all the different layers, and then it gives the output, and the output is, you'll see in a moment, is given in a type of prediction, because that's how the model works. Okay, I'm not going to go through a lot of the technical stuff. So here on the right, this is kind of a drawing, or let me put it a little bigger. So this is more or less what a neural network is. You have an input of data, okay, and then you have all these layers. They're called hidden layers, and then they produce an output based on the layers and the algorithms that is running in the layers. So here on the left, I have a little notebook. Notebook is what is used whenever you do coding. So this is used in Python. And again, this is for people who are not experts. This is just for beginners, okay? And by the way, yes, you do need a little knowledge of Python, but I can tell you that I'm not an expert. And you can there is a lot of ways to create this coding these days. But anyway, so the names of the classes, so the different categories that I have, you have a t-shirt or top, trousers, pullover, dress, coat. So these are my, the different things that I have. Okay, so by the way, here the only thing that is important to know is that this TensorFlow is kind of the program that is used in order to run a neural network, and it doesn't work in every type of notebook. Remember, notebook is what I told you, where you write your code. So I'm using what is called Collaborate by Google. Okay, you also need to import what is called some libraries. So this is for data, this is for statistics, you have for graphs, numbers, and so on. So again, I'm not trying to, this is not a class in Python, just trying to explain what. So first load all the data. So we're loading all the data, and this is how much data there is, 60,000 in the training. So whenever you do artificial intelligence, you do need to do a train. So you have data to train the model, and then you're going to test to see if the model works and doesn't work. So you have 60,000 pieces of data to train it and 10,000 to test it. And this is all coming from these files, data files. Okay, so let's look at what's coming out. So again, the visualization. So this is a visualization of the data items. Okay. And you can see that right now we know what the data is, because this is the initial data, but now we're going to run through the model to see if it can predict, or in the case of in layman terms, recognize what it is. So here is, again, building the model, and you have different types of models. So this is model 1, And here I wanted to show you how it runs through all the different layers. This is kind of the equivalent of these things here on the right. So it's running through all the layers, okay? And then, you know, it's showing how accurate it is. So here you have measurements of precision and accuracy. You see it's like 89%. It's a combination of these things. I'm not gonna go into a lot of detail, but it does, the ones that are darker is where it does a better job of predicting. So it does a very good job of predicting trousers. You see, so trousers. So it's this is kind of like a prediction. Shirts has the lowest recall and prediction. So if we go to shirts, you can see it's not very good in predicting shirts. So that's model 1. Then we run model 2 to see if we can get a little better, especially for the shirts. And here we can see that in the shirts, now we're doing a little better, right? So the shirts now have improved. So let's keep on looking. So again, this is just, again, all the layers. So let's get to the good stuff. The good stuff is, okay, here is another model to try to improve. So you see here it didn't improve. The shirts are even worse. So now here, finally, this is the output. This is what I really wanted you to see. So when it came to this one, it predicted that this was a bag when it was a shirt. So it's not always right. Now I have to be honest with you, this doesn't look very much like a shirt to me, but again, here you can see how the model is working. This one, it did a really good job, right? So shirt, okay, so, and this is the probability. So look at this, the probability was almost 100%, and it still didn't predict it right. Here the probability was actually a little lower, but it predicted it right because it doesn't look like anything like a bag. Same thing with a sneaker. Because remember that, you know, it's not always going to look like the original data. So the original data was like this. Here on the right, you can see the original data. So you see this boot over here is on, this angle is completely different angle, but it was still did really well. Oh, it actually predicted a sneaker. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I guess we also had sneaker in the original data. Here in the right, we don't have all of the different classes. The classes are all the way in the top. Anyway, for me, the most important thing is I wanted to show you how these things work because I really think it's so cool. Again, the model that I, you know, worked on, the one that I'm showing you, is a very, very simple model. But again, so we trained 3 different models, and basically the model that worked the best is this one, and it's still not perfect. So this is why, you know, it's kind of one way to think about it is like when you use your iPhone and it doesn't recognize you, but it's you. Well, it's not perfect. But anyway, I just thought that sharing this would be really cool, especially for people that are not familiar and not technical like me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this is intended more for beginners and for my students. Thank you.